So, very good morning, all of you. Welcome back for Social Science period, everybody. So, the sense of collective belonging is related to the people were gathering together from different castes, from different religion, to get the freedom for India or to get the Purna Swaraj or complete freedom for India. That is related to sense of collective belonging. So when they were coming together, what they did and what symbols they have been used to show to the British government that they wanted the freedom for India, that we will learn in this lesson. Okay, so for this reason, you have to again refer a standard 10th textbook of history. Now we'll see feeling of being one big group. So, as we have seen unity in diversity in India, there were so many people which were coming from different castes, different religions, and they have different colors also. So, even also we have been find unity in diversity in India. So, feeling of being one big group. So, all these people were coming together to get freedom for India. So, what symbols they were going to use? Firstly, they have been talked about Bharat Mata. So, India was portrayed as Bharat Mata. Have you seen the map of India? It was looking like the image of Bharat Mata, right? So previously India was known as Bharat, and that time Pakistan was attached to Hindustan. So that's why it was known as Bharat. So accordingly, our Indian people portrayed or draw the picture of Bharat Mata. So it was looking like that Bharat Mata was standing, and we all are the citizens of India, so we are going to protect our Bharat Mata. Like Jammu Kashmir is looking like pagdi for us or feta like us. Okay, so this way it has been shown or portrayed by the people or by some freedom fighters. So traditions and folk literature made people feel proud of their past. So at that time, people were reviving the folk tradition or folk literature. Some folk songs like Vande Mataram. So they were going to chant that song continuously to show to British government that they wanted freedom for India. So at that time, they felt proud of their past, whatever they had with them, generation by generation. Then other symbols have been used by people. That was flag. So there were different flags that we will see in the textbook one by one, which flags they were going to use in the moment. Flags were designed which could be carried during protest. So when they were protesting against British government or against their act, that time some particular flags these were designed by the freedom fighters. So these were going to be carried during that rally to protest against that British government. However, as the Hindus were coming together with national symbols and a feeling of unity, the other groups felt left out. So at that time when they were protesting, Hindus people were coming together as we have seen in Congress party, in Khilafat movement, Hindu and Muslim people were working together. And when they were coming together with national symbols like Bharat Mata, image of Bharat Mata, then they were singing the folk literature or folk songs. Then some flags were also they were going to carry it with them. So these were going to be considered as national symbols, and at that time they were feeling of unity in diversity. So the other groups felt left out, like untouchable people or Dalit people. So we have been seeing in the previous period about civil disobedience movement. There was limited participation of Dalit people. So the other groups of the people, those who were minor in number, less in number, they felt left out from this movement or left out from this protestants like this. See, I will show that page number. Page number 46 is there. Okay, see this page number 46. You have to open page number 46. here, that is the point number 4, the sense of collective belonging. Okay, now see this image. Whose image is this? Can anybody tell me?
Balgandhara Tilak.
Gandatir.
Yes, and around it, what pictures are included? Can anybody tell what pictures are included
Ma'am,
in
like
it?
Taj Mahal.
Not
Ma'am,
Taj.
ma'am in the right corner, Taj Mahal.
No, beta, it is not Taj Mahal. This picture, this image was of masjid.
Okay.
Okay, the masjid is written here. See, temple, first is of temple. When
Ma'am,
we
but it does look like Taj Mahal.
Yes, it was looking like, but it was related to Muslim people. That's why they have written masjid. These were the symbols, and in the middle picture, we can see that all these people were sitting together to get freedom for India by holding the flag. Then this was of masjid. Then here we can see Bharat Mata, image of Bharat Mata at both sides, spotless. Okay, private character, and then downside we can see the church is there. Okay, and Asri is there. So like these, we can get the information about it. And early 20th century print how Tilak, surrounded by symbols of unity and the sacred institutions of different faiths like temple, church, and masjid, frame the central figure. Okay, so Bal Gangadhar Tilak was standing in the middle position and he was presenting unity and diversity in India. So we'll see one by one point of this. So who is going to read this?
Nationalism spreads when people begin to believe that they are all part of the same nation, which they discover some unity that binds them together. But how did the nation becomes a reality in the minds of people? How did people belonging to different community, religions, or language groups develop a sense of collective belonging? And next one also.
Yes, second paragraph also.
Yes, ma'am. This sense of collective belonging came partly through the experience of united struggles, but there was also a variety of cultural process through which nationalism captured people's imagination, history and fiction, falcon and songs, popular print and symbols also played a part in the making of nationalism.
Yes. So let me explain about it. See, the nationalism spreads when people begin to believe that they all are part of the same nation. So it was related to nationalism, how it was going to spread in the minds of the people when they were thinking in their mind they all are part of the same nation. When they discovered some unity that binds them together. So collectivity should be present through their minds. And then we can see the sense of collective belonging came partly through the experience of united struggles, where we have seen that people were united together, like they have been participated in Dandi March, they have been participated in civil disobedience movement. So all these people were collecting together or collecting belonging came partly through the experience of united struggle. Then there were also a variety of cultural processes through which nationalism captured people's imagination. So we have different culture. Accordingly, people were presenting themselves. So history and fiction, folklore and songs, popular trends and symbols all played a part in the making of nationalism. So all these were going to be considered as symbols for us, which were presenting our culture in front of all over the world. Read this paragraph.
Yes, ma'am. The the identity of the nation, as you know, we have seen in the chapter one, is most often symbolized in a figure or image. This helps create an image with which people can identify the nation. It was the 20th century, with the growth of the nationalism, that the identity of the India came to visualize associated with the image of a Bharat Mata. The image was the first created by the Bankim Chandra. Ma'am, what's that word?
Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay.
Chattopadhyay. Okay. In this in the 1870s, he wrote the Vande Mataram as the hymn to the motherland. Later, it was included in his novel. Ma'am,
Anandamath. Anandamath.
Anandamath and widely sung during the Swadeshi movement in Bengal. Moved by the Swadeshi movement, Abba
Abindranath Abindranath
Abindranath
Tagore.
Tagore painted his famous image of the Bharat Mata. See in figure 12. In this painting, Bharat Mata is portrayed as an ascetic figure. He is ma'am, 1 minute. She is
She's
calm,
calm.
composed. She is calm, composed, divine, and spiritual. In subsequent years, the image of a Bharat Mata acquired many different forms as it circulated in popular prints and was painted by the different artists. Devotion to the mother figure came to be seen as a evidence of one's nationalism.
Yes. So now we will see that one by one point for question number 7. The next point for question number 7 is related to the image of Bharat Mata, as I told it. So the identity of the nation is most often symbolized in a figure or image. So that time, freedom fighters and other people were using the image of Bharat Mata. So this image helps create an image with which people can identify the nation. So this image was symbolized our India at that time. So it was going to be happen in 20th century with the growth of nationalism in the minds of the people, and the identity of India came to be visually associated with the image of Bharat Mata. See this image. This image is of Bharat Mata. We can get to know, which was done by Abindranath Tagore in 1905. So notice that the mother figure here is shown as dispensing learning, food and clothing. The mala in one hand emphasizes her ascetic quality, means pure quality, clear quality. Abindranath Tagore, like Ravi Verma before him, tried to develop a style of painting that could be seen as truly Indian. So many people have been tried to draw the image of Bharat Mata. So slightly these were different from each other. So in this figure, we can see that Bharat Mata was holding mala in her hand. Okay, see that mala in her hand. So what it symbolizes? In one hand emphasizes her ascetic quality. It was going to show her pure quality. Okay, so she was very honest and pure quality. We have been seen by holding that mala in her hand. So the image was first created by whom? Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. Remember this sentence. The image was first created by which person? Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. This name you have to be remember. In the 1870s, he wrote Vande Mataram. Again, one more quality of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. He wrote Vande Mataram, and that was hymn to motherland. Hymn means patriotic song for our motherland. So it was going to be sung by all the people. So it was going to be considered as patriotic song. So later it was included in his novel Anandamath and widely sung during Swadeshi movement in West Bengal. So moved by the Swadeshi movement, Abindranath Tagore painted his famous image of Bharat Mata. So first it has been tried by Abindranath Tagore to draw the image of Bharat Mata, and in this painting, Bharat Mata is portrayed as an ascetic figure, as I told it, a spiritual figure. So it was looking like that she is calm, composed, divine, and spiritual person. In subsequent years, the image of Bharat Mata acquired many different forms as it circulated in popular prints and was painted by different artists like Abindranath Tagore and like other person like Ravi Verma. So devotion to this mother figure came to be seen as evidence of one's nationalism. So when they were drawing This image of Bharat Mata, it was showing the evidence of one's nationalism. That they wanted to sacrifice their life for the sake of our India or for the sake of nationalism. Okay, read.
order to discover one's national identity and restore a sense of pride in one's past in Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore himself began collecting ballads, nursery rhymes, and led the movement or folk revival. In Madras, Natesa Sastry published a massive four-volume collection of Tamil folk
Tells
tales, uh,
the
tales
folk, the folklore
the,
of.
the folklore of southern India. He believed that folklore was national literature. It was the most worthy ma-
Manifestation of people.
manifestation of people's real thoughts and characteristics.
Yes. Thank you, Shivam. So we'll see now about literature. So second point related to it, that we have to revive. Revive means what? To make them alive of Indian folklore. Whatever we have folk dance or folk culture, we have to revive it to make it alive. So in the late 19th century, in India, nationalists began recording folk tales sung by bards, and they toured villages to gather folk songs and legends. So they were roaming in the surrounding area or roaming in the villages of India, and they were gathering folk songs and legends. So these tales, they believed, gave a true picture of traditional culture that had been corrupted and damaged by outside forces. See, again, there are two more points related to question number 6 and 7. It was essential to preserve this folk tradition. Why we have to preserve it? In order to discover one's national identity and restore a sense of pride in one's past. If that information we were not going to preserve it for nowadays generation, then we were not getting information. That's why we have to preserve it to discover one's national identity like this. Okay, and to restore a sense of pride in one's past. So in Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore himself began collecting ballads, nursery rhymes, myths, laid the movement for folk revival. In Madras, Natesa Sastry also published a massive four-volume collection of Tamil folk tales, folklore of southern India. He believed that folklore was national literature and it was the most trustworthy manifestation of people's real thoughts and characteristics. Okay, read next paragraph.
As the national movement developed, nationalist leaders became more and more aware of such icons and symbols in unifying people and inspiring in them a feeling of nationalism. During the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, a tricolor flag, red, green, and yellow, was designed. It had eight lotuses representing eight provinces of British India and a crescent moon representing Hindus and Muslims. And in 1921, Gandhiji had designed the Swaraj flag. It was again a tricolor, red, green, and white, and had a spinning wheel in the center, representing the Gandhian ideal of self-help. Carrying the flag, holding it afloat during marches became a symbol of defense. Defiance.
Yes. So the national movement developed. Nationalist leaders became more and more aware of such icons and symbols in unifying people and inspiring in them a feeling of nationalism. So why they were using all these things there in the movement? They were inspiring the people. Okay, they were inspiring in them a feeling of nationalism. That's why they were going to use some different icons, some different symbols to unify the people, to collect or to gather the people. So there were different flags which were created in the at the same time. So during Swadeshi movement in Bengal, which type of flag they were using? A tricolor flag, which had red, green, and yellow color. It was designed, and it had eight lotuses representing eight provinces of British India, and crescent moon representing Hindu and Muslim unity. Then one more flag have been used by at that time, that was going to be designed by Mahatma Gandhi ji. That was Swaraj flag in 1921. So you know very well the flag of India. It was again tricolor, red, green, and white. Okay, and had a spinning wheel in the center representing the Gandhian ideal of self-help. Carrying the flag, holding it aloft during marches became a symbol of defiance. Okay, so it was going to show the unity of Hindu and Muslim people. Symbol of defiance means what? It was showing the unity of Hindu and Muslim people. So it had three colors, red, green, and white, and there had a spinning wheel in the center, which was the symbol used by Mahatma Gandhi ji for self-help. Read next paragraph.
Another means of creating a feeling of nationalism was through reinterpretation of history. By the end of the 19th century, many Indians began feeling that to instill a sense of pride in the nation, Indian history had to be thought about differently. The British saw Indians as backward and primitive, incapable of governing themselves. In response, Indians began looking into the past to discover India's great achievements. They wrote about the glorious developments in ancient times when art and architecture, science and mathematics, religion and culture, law and philosophy, crafts and trade had flourished. This glorious time, in their view, was followed by a history of decline when India was colonized. These nationalists urged the readers to take pride in India's great achievements in the past and struggle to change the miserable conditions of life under British rule.
Yes. So the remaining part of the lesson, conclusion, you have to read it on yourself. So our time is up, students. We have been discussed all the lesson here.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.